Hello everyone, welcome to another interesting episode on Your View. I am Morayo Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my co-hosts here. Hi ladies.
Good morning.
Red is
Hi,
so
Jimmy.
bright on TV. Nice. You're looking very nice. I like the dress.
Thank you, Jumoke.
Excellent morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing excellent, amazing, and very, very grateful to God.
I know why you're always saying excellent morning, amazing when I'm on.
What you
All
call your
members.
day is what it becomes.
Yeah, we don't hear, yes.
When you say good, it may be good.
Fantastic.
When you say excellent or great or beautiful, that's what it becomes.
So how's your weekend?
My weekend was beautiful. I had an outing, Diamonds and Pearls, on Friday, which Mariah attended, which is very nice. I was also at the Nigeria Tourism Awards on Saturday. You remember that tourism guy that was on our show? They had an awards on Saturday for people in the tourism industry. That was excellent. Yesterday, and Jesus rested, so Jumoke to rested.
How you doing, Nima?
Very well.
I like your hijab. Very
Take you
beautiful.
to Alamin's place. I found out she was the biggest thing in Islamic fashion, and
Wow.
I didn't really know
That's
how
so nice.
I brought her on the show.
I really, actually, I feel like buying a hijab because that hijab
My
looks
sister
really
made
nice.
sure I learned everything about Alamin once she left here.
Oh,
That's
So
nice.
you
That's
see,
fantastic.
you
Well
don't know
done.
anything.
How was
But
your
I'm-
weekend?
I'm hoping to partner with her in the future. Weekend was very beautiful. Family members visiting. We rested. I went to Ikorodu on Friday. I had not been to Ikorodu before the road was done.
Oh,
Hey. It took me from Ketu, I think it took me about 30 to 40 minutes to Ikorodu.
that's a
And
long
I
time.
didn't believe it. The way I
that's
flew
good or
down
bad?
there. That's supposed to be good.
Oh, wow.
It used to take longer. You travel and you
The
think
roads
it's
are much
extremely
better.
far.
But it's been like that for years now, so you haven't
I've
actually
not been
been
to
It was from
Ikorodu
the last-
since 2014.
Last year of Governor
Hi, Topsy.
Fashola, actually.
How you
I'm
doing?
very, very good. I had a very interesting weekend. I had 2 bridal clients, and I realized that what got me the job was not my skill, but my relationship
Right.
with them. And it made me realize that it was important that people will not patronize you for your skill, but they patronize about how you make them feel. So she later told me that it was because I wasn't fighting her. She didn't want heavy makeup, and every other bride, makeup artist was telling her, you must fix lashes, you must do blush, you must do glitter. She was like, I just want to be me. Can we just allow people to be,
Right.
you know? And that was how I got the job, because I insisted that whatever you want, I'm going to give it to you. You have to be happy.
Fantastic. That's nice. Good.
God bless that
Say
bride,
your,
you.
say your market. Very well.
No.
I'm just joking. I'm well done.
No, like,
But I have to, before we round up, I need to actually acknowledge and say thank you to all those who have posted their videos on the hashtag
300
Your View Auditions.
plus.
Honestly, it takes a lot to actually say, you know, I'm going to record and post. I really appreciate, we really appreciate every one of you. Thank you
I've been
so
showing
much.
my appreciation by
then-
liking all the videos.
I try not to like anybody because I don't want to ask you
No,
favoritism.
like
the
all of
videos.
them.
But so it's closing this December on Friday.
Yeah.
By midnight Friday it closes. So we're going to start reviewing the videos one at a time from Friday, from Saturday morning all the way. I think we have a few days because from next week we need to call the 30 who've been shortlisted. Those pictures, their Instagram videos will be posted to let them know that they've been shortlisted, and they'll be invited for a proper meeting and interview. But thank you so much for everybody. You've done a fantastic job.
You can still join.
And you can still
Yeah,
upload
we
till
have
Friday.
5 days.
And I have to address one more thing, Jumoke. People are saying because I said we were looking for someone from the Southeast. It doesn't mean that we're not looking for Southwest people. Please upload, because it's important to have a database of women, so we don't have to go through this process again.
Really, I
So-
saw more Southeastern videos put up of recent.
Since
Since you mentioned
it. So
and there are a few of them that I really like, but there's some Yoruba girls that I really like.
so what's going to get you is not your tribe.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's about how you put
I quickly add that the interest
competence.
is that, you know, we have versatile viewers, and our viewers, I met 2 of our viewers, 2 Easterners, one based in Togo, one based in some other African country. I met them at Festac. They were complaining about the Yoruba based host, and I told them to look forward to the.
So what the good thing is that it gets
co-host.
you, being non-Yoruba gets you to be shortlisted,
Exactly.
but doesn't get you on the show. Eventually, it's
with
based
the
on
interest.
how
Be
good, right? Let's take a break now. And we come back. We'll review the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the Punch. Atiku won't disregard Jonathan's advice on Obasanjo, says aide. Ex-VP resigned from APC since October 18th, says findings. FG targets 62.5 billion naira from luxury cars, alcohols, and duties. PDP NEC meets on Thursday over convention. Lotus trial NJC panel to meet EFCC ICPC. Companies' tax profiles under review, says Adeosun. 26 Nigerians burial. FG meets Italy, demands victims' identities. And CBN down here on the riders. CBN sacked bank directors over non-performing loans, says NDC. Buhari okays 164.7 million naira tuition fees for Chibok girls in Atiku's varsity. And motorists forfeit vehicle for driving against traffic. Right.
That's good news. The human angle is the Chibok girls and the motorists forfeiting their cars. Motorists driving one way against traffic now have been arrested. About 19 of them were arrested along the Lagos-Abeokuta expressway. Right. And one of them was made to forfeit his car for, the crime, according to the magistrate. But the others are still undergoing trial. We need that kind of move where they actually do it on a daily now as a way of, as of norm now on Papa Oshodi Expressway, importantly. Then the Chibok girls, the president, has approved payment of 169 million naira, second semester school fees for the Chibok girls in the American, Atiku's
American International University, I think in
Yola. Me, I have opinion. Have you finished establishing
that's the story?
Okay, so I have opinion. I totally believe that the Chibok girls, being that they've been through that harrowing experience, deserve to be compensated or supported in as many ways as possible. However, selecting them into a private university that is costing government over a million naira per person, I don't think it is. I think it is misplaced priority, considering that the larger population of Nigeria doesn't have access to quality education. I think that money will be serving us better if it is used to develop generally the quality of education.
Sometimes I wonder what you guys want.
I want them.
If they don't do anything, you say they didn't do anything.
I did not say
they put them in universities. You're not saying that it was private university.
How many Nigerians get to go to that kind of university, Morayo?
Should that then be
1 million
naira used
over $1 million naira per child is a whole lot of money.
It's a hot topic.
Okay, all right. So,
I do not agree.
Okay. So you will not understand when we Nigerian universities.
They're about to go on strike again now.
Let's make it a hot topic at some point. Moving on now to The Nation. Atiku splits PDP governors. Back a few others listed. For 2019, Adama APC gets ex-VP's resignation letter. NNPC fails to remit 1.7 trillion naira into Federation account. Bank directors with bad loans to go. And chieftaincy law, pressure on Olubadan. New EFCC charge against Belgore Suleiman. Police impose curfew as Bado kills pastor. Very, very sad story.
Very sad story, the Bado killing.
Just after, a few days after the
other killing last week,
the police commissioner was even warning them and asking churches to, secure their environments more. The Bado cultists, like in a show of, Defiance. We can call you a bluff, man. Went into another church, killing people.
But do you think this could be like a copycat thing? Because I thought that we already had Bado under control, but this could be like a copycat. Somebody just saying trying to kill, but now use the Bado style.
This particular instance, the guys, now let me not say Bado, whoever the accused was, went into the house of the man, cutting his gate, a house, not a church, cut through the gates, and the landlord had moved out because of security issues. They attacked him, killed him, Bado style. 2 stones smashing his head, and they found the wife and the baby, 10-month-old baby unconscious. And police took to the hospital. But the guy, according to why they are suspecting is a cultic move, has a tattoo of a skull on his shoulder.
The pastor? The
pastor has a tattoo of a skull on his shoulder, and that's why he has raised suspicion in the report. So the police are saying they would have to investigate his past to ascertain whether this is the Bado killing.
That the Bado killing has gone down. What exactly did the police do to make it go down, aside from meeting with traditional rulers? There's been no decisive that you can see that it's been done.
We shouldn't make that kind of judgment.
They put more policemen on the road.
On
the major road.
Because we don't know all the things they're doing, they don't tell us exactly the techniques they're using. Let's not assume
they're not supposed to.
Yeah, so let's not assume they're
not supposed to.
Moving on to Daily Sun. Over 66 accounts used in pension fraud, says AGF. Boko Haram invades military base, kills 3 soldiers. Buhari will address Southeast marginalization, says Kalu. Atiku mobilizes Northeast for PDP. And 2015, how IBB wooed Tinubu against Buhari. He only tried to reconcile the two men, says aid. Interesting.
So the AGF, in response to a lot of Nigerians criticizing the federal government's anti-corruption drive, especially with reinstating Mina and us finding out on Friday that he was still receiving his salary, never really left the public services, in defense of the federal government, said that this case already has 12 court cases, that there are 66 accounts that were being used for pension fraud. So there are a lot of things involved in this case. We should just give them time, you know, to do the right thing on top of it.
So they will still be collecting salary while we're giving them time.
Mina is still getting paid.
Okay.
That's what
Any other story in Sun? No, sir? Okay, let's move on now to this day. Adeniro, Agbaje, Daniel emerged front runners in PDP chairmanship race. We're still waiting for this December 9th, right? That's the convention. We'll see how that goes. NJC committee to fast-track corruption trials with new practice directions. Reveling in their new titles, that's the Bayelsa State Governor, Chief Sereke Dixon, and others here. Attractive TB yields threatened bank savings mobilization. And Buhari, federal government tackling suicide bombings. In readiness for return, Atiku meets with PDP bigwigs in Northeast. So Atiku is doing quite a bit.
Atiku, yes. Atiku officially decamped from APC last week on Friday, and he stated that one of the reasons he gave was that the party hasn't fulfilled the promises made to the people, quoting the letter from El-Rufai.
Yes.
He also mentioned how they don't have political party structure, and that it has become exactly the way PDP was, which was one of the reasons he left PDP. So
he also mentioned the what's the unfriendliness, give me the right word, amongst party leadership.
Yes, so there was no cooperation among party leaders. And given this reason, he has gone into PDP. Pending the convention we're waiting for by December 9th. You see, nobody can deny the fact that Atiku is very ambitious towards becoming the president. He's been very obvious.
Ambitious.
He's been on that track since 2003, and he's still going on till now. I can't wait to see where leaders would position mentees for leadership position and take the back seat and lead from behind. We need such structure.
How old will Atiku be in 2019? 75.
Why are we so focused on age?
Because at 60, 65, your brain starts to, what's the word? Your brain starts to get some issues. It's not as active. It's not as active as when you're younger.
Not necessarily.
That's what. That's why retirement. That's why retirement age is 65, 70. Right. Your youth is when you are able to do all. See the things that Obama did. Donald Trump is not able to do.
Not necessarily.
He's not, because you know, age, youth, and agility gives you. You see how Vice President Oshibajo was able to go across the country when the president wasn't in town. The president hasn't been able to do that in 2.5 years.
Ambition is good, but please, can we just position ourselves to be leaders?
Regardless of who runs, I think the power is still in our own hands.
Very true.
So regardless, let's just use it properly. Let's take a break now. When we come back, the hot topic today is Ikoyi whistleblower. Ikoyi whistleblower rejects 325 million naira. And later we discuss. We're not leaving these 26 girls that were buried in Italy. We're not leaving that. We're going to have a lawyer come to discuss why the migrants are sold in Libya for as little as $400. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying. So according to the reports that we read, the whistleblower that informed the EFCC about the 13 billion naira recovered at the Ikoyi apartment has vowed to reject the 235 million or 325 million being offered by the government as compensation. The whistleblower's lawyer, Yakubu Galadima, in revealing the reason, says that his clients would not accept anything less than 5% commission. What are your thoughts on this? Yes, why? I mean, Jumoke, I would have thought that half a loaf is better than nothing. At least you're getting something. Because the promise was between 2.5% and 5%. So why you now insist on the maximum, not the minimum? Why can't we?
Let me just tell you what the Presidential Advisory Committee, the Secretary of the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption, Professor Bolaji Sonoye, on Thursday at an event in Kent University Law School, said that the federal government has explained that the whistleblower who helped the government to recover anything above 1 billion naira would receive less than 5% commission. Now, Mr. Galadima is saying, according to the policy, if you blow the whistle and it is below 500 million, you get 4 to 5%. That the higher the amount, the less
the percentage, yeah.
And that is global best practices. Yeah. But if you have given us a percentage and we all agree this 2.5 to 5%, let's just calculate that percentage. Don't come and be doing plea bargaining on my payments. That's why they're saying we're not, no. And this policy, which seemed like a great one when it was inaugurated, in that all of us started looking for whistles to blow. If you don't pay the first whistleblower who did his job well,
but 2.5%,
you are going to discourage other people.
2.5% is what he's getting.
The facts are that he did not just go and blow the whistle when he found out what he found out. He told 2 friends, making 3 of them. 3 of them told other friends, making 6 more. Eventually, they became 9. Now, 3 of them, 3 original of them, yes, walked into the EFCC's office. Yes. At that point, EFCC should be ascertaining who told you people, is this my friend? So that they would know who the whistleblower is. Because of investigations now, I think that, it's been, like Mariah said, half a loaf will be, 3 of your friends went with you. I think that money has been divided into 3 places. Justifiably, if he had agreed initially that, 3 of us walked in, he should be willing to give his friends something, or he wants the whole money to share for his friends.
Okay, so here's my own opinion. We already have a strong sense of distrust towards our government because we cannot take their words to the bank at any point in time. And whenever they do things like this, it weakens our trust in the system. So when you give a policy saying that you will give between 2.5 to 5%, there is already a gap because you can decide to give the minimum or the maximum.
No, it's based on the amount.
Based on amount.
So I would have preferred that we have it clearly stated out. And they've already made that mistake by saying 2.5 to 5%. But at this place where we are, was there no agreement made when he gave that information? Because remember, this whistleblower is liable to be sent to prison if his information was false. Yes. That was not under negotiation. That would have happened if the information was false. Why are we now negotiating his payments? Why are we negotiating his payments?
The policy said over 1 billion. You get
there's no confusion. There's no confusion about how much is being paid. Based on the best practices like Jumoke just read out, his money has been calculated to be about 800 and something. Now
860 million.
3 of them walked in. And based on that calculation, I'm sure into 3 places, he's getting about 325 because the other people too have to get paid.
So what's the issue?
He made the mistake of telling his friends, I have this information, and 3 of them then walked in. So are they not going to pay his friends, or should the government now be
this question? That's not his question.
Let me
the dispute based on what we've read is that the fee being paid to him is less than
325 rather than
5%.
Why is it less?
Listen.
It's 5%.
He's being paid 325 with his friends, rather than 860, which is what is supposed to be their calculation. I'm reading Sahara Reporters, and it's also what has been sent to us.
What
is under dispute
this morning. I understand because even in the papers, it was in the papers over the week that 6 people had gone to court. A lawyer was representing 3 of them, disputing the other 6. Exactly. Now, this confusion is not as a result of government's unwillingness to pay. It's because you alone, you had misrepresented certain things to
These
government.
things always happen. Even companies, they will agree with you. Go and bring in a contract. When you bring in the contract, we will give you 5% of the money. When you now bring in 1 billion naira contract, they now call you and say, how can you collect 5% of 1 billion naira? You're just a salary earner. The money is just let's just give you. They shouldn't negotiate it. I have worked for it. The guy put his life on the line to go and blow the whistle. So pay him his money. Don't be negotiating it.
Was advised to withhold payments because there was this confusion about the number of people to pay.
How many people
and
signed?
I'm still standing on that ground that
Three
government
people
is
signed.
willing to pay, but because of these conflicts that they are bringing in,
nobody will blow whistle again now.
Are you there, Divine?
Yes, I'm there.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, the issue on the ground about the whistleblowers is the problem we're having in this country.
Thank you.
And I want to say it clear that this country is a country you cannot rely on our leaders.
Thank you.
They cannot stand on their words.
Thank you.
Why is it that whenever something happens, assuming the person has to go to jail, I think they will jail him immediately.
Thank you.
They will jail him immediately, but now the whole thing has come out. Why can't they do what they're supposed to do? You see, this country, I'm saying it and I keep on saying it, until we have a law that when something happens, we stand on that law. And in as much as we keep on dancing and dancing, you know, it is not giving us a headway at all.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately, we can't. Thank you very much, Divine. I'm sorry we couldn't take any more of this because we have to take a quick break. But I think we'll still hear from the lawyers, Yakubu, Galadima, on this matter.
Yeah, so that they're not taking anything less
so
than 5%.
So we'll still keep talking about this sometime this week. But let's take a break now. When we come back, we'll go back to this issue on the 25 girls that were buried in Italy. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So reports has it that the Libyan government is to investigate allegations that African migrants are being sold as slaves at auctions. The existence of modern-day slave markets has been known for months, with testimonies from the International Organization for Migration and other humanitarian agencies that migrants are being sold into slavery for as low as $400 using auctions and all that. Now, joining us on the show is an immigration and international lawyer based in the UK, Mr. Femi Aina. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yes, thank you for having me.
All right, sir. We've been on this issue of this 26 years last week, and we just wanted to bring in an international lawyer who has a better understanding on how this is done internationally, number one. Number two, the view that went viral about Africans being auctioned off. I know that the UN tried to address it almost immediately, saying that they condemn it in entirety and that they would investigate. In your thoughts, why is this happening, and why is it that the African countries have not been able to stop their own citizens from being auctioned off internationally?
Well, let me deal with the first aspect. Why is this happening? It will continue to happen because the first point is this. If you fail to create a legal route for migration, illegal migration will be the order of the day. And what I know, and I witness on a day-to-day basis, is that you see, nations are under a duty and under international law to promote family life by making sure husband, wife, and children are not separated. Right. And what you see nowadays is that you discover that you have all these Skype babies here and there because their father is in London or in America and the wife is in Nigeria. The only means of communication with the children is through Skype or Samsung. And anytime the phone rings, the mother says, that's daddy. The next time the phone rings, the baby says, it's daddy, thinking the Samsung mobile is the father. And you see this. So, and if you have a restrictive visa policy, people are going to take all these illegal routes and they're going to be auctioned off by the militias. And what you see, okay, you've been discussing about the 26 Nigerians who sadly passed on in the last few weeks or so. If you analyze those 26, you will discover that at least 18 of them must have applied for a visa to travel to all these countries in the past, but they don't get the visa. And what normally happens is because, one, take for instance, if you want to go and join your spouse in the United Kingdom, for instance, your husband there must be earning about 18,600. If you have children, then that's another 800. And that can cause, the state doesn't want a liability. At the same time, the state is under a duty to promote family life. By the time you start putting all those financial requirements, not everybody will be able to meet that requirement. And that is easier said. If you love your husband and your husband is residing in one other country, in another part of the world, you will like to join that person. And yeah, sorry.
No problem, go on.
Okay. And then what you discover, even leaving that aside, look, migration is good for one, cultural integration and economic advancement of nation. It's good for people to migrate. It can help to erase prejudice and what have you. If you go to Mexico today and see the number of people who are applying in order to cross over to come to America, you'll be alarmed. Just go to Water Carrington there. You see the queue at the American embassy. And what you discover is that when people even apply and you don't give them a visa, and if people apply, you don't give a serious consideration to the application, what is going to happen? They will look for other means in order to travel, and that's what is going to happen.
That, somehow the countries denying visas are contributing to the situation that we have.
They have their own share of the blame,
Libya.
I think.
But this is Nigeria. This is what, our concern is what our government can do for us before we talk about what other countries owe us. This is where we pay taxes and all. What could government have done, to avert this? Because you see, you said this now, no legitimate means of migration, illegitimate methods will come up.
Yes.
Can government do anything to curb, or at least put checks on it so that we have accounts, we have database of our people using this, because we know it's already going to happen. We foresee it's happening. Can we
need to understand what is making them migrate?
To be able to have figures.
What is making, for you to do that, you need to understand what's making them migrate.
Economical crisis. Making them
I didn't want to go into why we're migrating.
We are in denial as to what's making them. What we need now
is why is it that our citizens are being auctioned off abroad and our government seems helpless in the situation.
But don't forget, you see, citizenship connects certain rights. Right. Okay? If you have a problem when you travel abroad, your government is supposed to step in and assist you. That's why most of these embassies and High Commission, they have a welfare officers. Yes. But by the time you approach them, that, look, I'm having problem. And don't forget, under the Vienna Conventions, you may be aware, if you have a problem at the port of entry, the first thing the officers are supposed to do is to link you up with your embassy or High Commission so that they can give you assistance. But by the time you call these welfare officers, you see, they will say, what they're going to tell you is that they are not well funded. And even if you, if you, as a British citizen or American citizen, if you come to Nigeria and you have a problem, the embassy will be there to step in, and they will be glad to assist you, either financially or otherwise. But as in Nigeria, do you get such assistance?
We can't compare ourselves with the developed countries. We're battling with many issues, plethora of issues. However, we have seen a reaction of, no reaction from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Yes. Based on your knowledge of the law, what should we expect from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs regarding all this situation that's been going on? What should they have done? And how can they, how would
on to that, sir. Is there anything we can legally, as a country, legally do to make the Italian government accountable for this act?
The Libyan
government. Well, there's no government in Libya, but I'm just saying, can we bring somebody to take responsibility for what just happened?
Yes, what you can do is not far-fetched. This has happened before. This is not the first time. You see, if you have a government, and the government care about citizens, all these issues, we are not going to even, they are not supposed to be discussed. Take, for instance, 52 Chinese, they were trafficked to United Kingdom. Unfortunately, all of them, they passed away in a lorry. What happened? The Chinese government and the British government, they step in. They were able to identify their relatives one by one, and all of them were given a dignified burial somehow.
Not a mass
and
burial.
Then they travel, not a mass burial, which you witness here. And then when you have the ministry, and there's an issue of this nature, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and what have you, one we can say, okay, look, we will need to see your ambassador. as soon as possible. And if you don't take action, what we are going to do is that we're going to send you back to that country until you take appropriate action. But Nigeria, the way you treat your citizens, the way we are treated as citizens, it's not something to write home about.
Right. Let's take
that is the problem.
Unfortunately, we have to take a quick commercial break. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
So thanks to our marketing department, we have no more talk time. But I'd just like to say,
last question. There was somebody saying that the migrants have no one else to blame but themselves. Do you share their opinion? And what do you think is the solution to this?
No, I don't think I share that assertion, in the sense that if you don't give your citizens opportunity, if you don't respect their rights, if you don't respect the rule of law, and you don't respect international law, then people will look for opportunity to look for greener pastures abroad. Whether there is a greener pasture or not, that's a matter for another day.
So what's the solution?
The solution is that you must respect your citizens and give them opportunity. And the government needs to be very effective and active. And also, citizens too must be able to challenge the government.
Well, we have an African Union, and what is happening in Libya is on all international media.
Yes.
Nigeria is a giant in Africa. All other African countries are quiet. Why?
Well, the reason why they are quiet, because one, it still boils down to what we are discussing here. That, look, how did you treat your citizens? Even in Nigeria here, there are still some local authorities who are still issuing resident permits when you are even in Nigeria. Is that the way you should treat your citizens?
I do not like to believe that there's no form of redress at all for this people who have become victims. Whether it is to approach the the ECOWAS court or any other international court or in the UN, I believe there should be some form of redress. What can they do?
But no, the redress, look, that's a very good question. First of all, who are you seeking the redress from? Are you seeking the redress from the traffickers, or you are seeking the redress from the Italian authorities? The only problem here is this: there should have been an inquest to find out who are the people, who are the perpetrators of this dastardly act. That is one. And also the Italian constitution even specified that there must be due process. Was there a due process in this? So if there is any recourse, it only boils down to that. Because if you go to Libya, you don't even know who is in control of that country. And these people are trafficked by militia. Are you going to sue them? Are you going to take them to ECOWAS country when you don't know the people behind it? And those are the $1 million issues.
For now, the only advice is to our citizens. Yes, Nigeria is bad, but stay here. At least you stay alive.
Well, I don't know whether I'm in the right position to say that, because I didn't have opportunity. That's why I travel abroad myself. It's difficult for me to advise anybody that Nigeria is good. Stay. I'm not in the right position. But what I would say is this: if you have the opportunity, if you have a job, just keep it. And if you go there, don't think everything is going to be happy-dory. And then once you get there, the dollars will.
But I think we should also hold our government accountable. I think we're not doing enough as a people to ensure that they do what they are meant to do.
That several times, because one of our lawyers just tells the legal angle of this. But thank you so much. As we said before, we're not going to drop this issue until we give an official report from, hopefully from NAPTIP or the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Somebody let us know what happened. Let's see if the Italian government can give us a proper report. We don't want, they've apologized, yes, but we want something more than that.
Apology is not enough.
We're not going to just keep dropping the issues like this. Unfortunately, that's all the talk time we have. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.